Hey guys, thanks for joining in. We'll be starting in another 3 minutes. We'll be starting in another 2 minutes. Thanks for coming in. Great, I think we can get started. So I'll just give a quick context to you about what this is going to be all about. So maybe I can start off with a quick introduction of who Atharv Chandrate is. Atharv is currently interning at Amazon. He's from Bits Pilani, and after this, he'll be going out there and working at Goldman Sachs. He has worked on a bunch of really interesting crypto startups before, and I did a live stream with him yesterday, so you guys should definitely go and check it out. It's one of the smartest live streams that I've had. And Atharv is, one of the very few people who has insane knowledge about how blockchain works, about the fundamentals of blockchain and how cryptocurrency in general works. So this is going to be a course that will be taken by Atharv. This is the demo class. So here he'll be touching upon, things that he'll be covering, about few interesting things that he thinks students like you should be knowing about, and then why exactly we should be adopting blockchain at, its nascent stages, right? So that's about it. I hope you like the demo class. And Atharv, over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Harish, for the introduction. Thanks a lot for this second installment of the course. And without any further ado, let's get started, guys. So, hi, everybody. As Harish has given my introduction, I'm Atharva. And before we start, I'll just give a quick brief about myself. So, I've been working in the field of blockchain technology for around 3 years till now. So I started in my second year, and this is the end of my fourth year. So I've been working here for around 3 years. In this process, I worked in two blockchain firms. One was called UST Global, and the other was called Prime Chain Technologies. Both of them were fantastic companies, and I had a great experience learning how the blockchain technology industry and everything is moving at a rapid rate from an insider's perspective. From there, I got to intern at Goldman Sachs. So I interned at Goldman Sachs in the summer of 2020. That was a fantastic experience, from where I received a return offer to join. Currently, I'm interning at Amazon. I'm working in the Amazon Prime team. So that's also been a great experience till now. I'm working on really high velocity projects over there. So it's a great experience. Also, this is my fifth time taking an intro to blockchain course. So I have actually taken this course thrice on campus when coronavirus and everything wasn't exactly a thing. So then I've taken this sort of a course thrice, but that was only for Bits Goa students. So when Clinify, Harish and Shreyansh approached me to take this on Clinify and take this beyond just the boundaries of Bits Goa, I thought it would be a great experience, and I took it last month, and it was a fantastic experience. I personally loved taking it, and so did the students. So this is my fifth time taking the blockchain course. Finally, I'm also the founder of the blockchain club at BitsGoa. So this is one of the largest college clubs in the country, and I would also say the world, because we have recently been able to get really good partnerships with great companies like the Ethereum Foundation, Binance, things like that. So this is one really amazing club which is rising through the ranks. So this is enough about me. Now let's move on to the why you guys are here. So this is a graph of Bitcoin from August 2020 to April of 2021. So you can see that this is a 8-month time duration, and in this period, the price of Bitcoin went from something around 15k USD, so 15,000 US dollars, all the way up to 60,000. So around this peak, it was a bit higher than 60,000, but we'll call it 60,000 for the sake of calculation. So here we can see that we got a 4x return, a 4 times return in a span of 8 months. This is an insane kind of return, because this is a sort of return which not many asset classes are able to give. Like if you look at the stock market or something like that, very few stocks at all have ever been able to create a 4x return in 8 months. So that is the power an asset class like Bitcoin is able to provide. But let's zoom out a little bit. Let's take a step back and see the bigger picture from a broader lens and understand what exactly has been happening over the 3, 4, 5 years which have led up to this. So this is actually a graph of around 2.5 years of duration. So in this 2.5 year duration, we saw that Bitcoin was around 5,000 at one point in time. So it was at 5K, and around 12, this is around, I think 16 months later, we are at 60K peak. And now after that, in almost the span of 1 week, it literally halved to 30,000. So it went from 60K to 30K. And these are the insane price swings which this kind of an asset class provides. And based on that, what happens is you have tremendous upside, tremendous potential to be able to make a lot of money, regardless of how the market is moving. Because if you were early to the game, you would have been able to make a 12x return in what is this period? 12 months, which is again a crazy kind of return. 12x in 12 months is something which is again unheard of in like the equity markets, share market, things like that. And also this little dip which you see here, this is also something where a lot of people would have been able to make a lot of money if they knew what was happening. So when people started to see the kind of initial dip, people could have sort of predicted what could have happened next, and up till a certain accuracy, people could have predicted till where it would support itself. So this is also something where a lot of people could have made a lot of money using advanced tactics, things like call options, put options, futures, things like that. The reason I'm saying all of this is because the lesson we can take from something like this is being early to the game and being well equipped, having all of the knowledge you can about a particular topic like this gives you an unfair advantage. And this unfair advantage compounds at a rate at which it is unthinkable. For example, if you were really early to the game, you were like, let's say 12 to 16 months uh, into the game before like it hit its 60,000 US dollar peak, then you would have made around 12x. But if you were a bit later, you were late by 4 months, so you were 8 months early, then you would have made 4x. Essentially, you lost the chance of almost 800% returns here. This is the power of being early to the game. This is the power that you get by having knowledge and knowing what to do when certain scenarios occur. But why would you choose a particular coin? Why would you decide to invest in Bitcoin on one day, but the next day you could choose to invest in Ethereum? Or you can look at some random coin. Perhaps you would invest in Dogecoin or whatever. So there are all of these coins. This is something I picked up from a website called coinmarketcap.com. And it shows the market cap of all of these big coins. Like Bitcoin has a market cap of $672 billion, things like that. So what is it that differentiates an Ethereum from, let's say, a Polkadot? Why are these so different? And why is it at the second position of 300 billion, while something like 0x is at a market cap of 829 million? 0x, by the way, for people who may not have context, is also a very well respected protocol in the space, because a lot of the NFT transactions which happen are facilitated using 0x as their protocol. So 0x is a very well respected name in this field. But okay. But why would people not invest as much in something like 0x as opposed to something like Ethereum, making Ethereum's market cap this high? And another like a few other notable exceptions were Dogecoin. Like Dogecoin was a meme currency, and if you guys remember that there was a period when it was trading at $0.08, so 8 cents, and it was able to spike to 40 cents, so $0.04, $0.40 in a span of 5 days, essentially doing a 5x in 5 days, which is again unheard of. So these are these random fluctuations which happen based on external factors, and there is a lot of skill involved in understanding the underlying system, the underlying protocol, and why certain coins are inherently more valuable than the other coins. And for that reason, you need to understand the basics. You need to understand why. You first need to understand what Ethereum is, why Ethereum does what it does, and how Ethereum compares to something which is also popular and something very similar. For example, there is a lot of hype around Cardano right now. So if you guys might have seen something which has the ticker symbol of ADA. So Cardano also has a lot of amazing under the hood optimizations. It's very built well, battle tested algorithm, very nice. So what makes it superior to Ethereum in certain spaces, and what makes Ethereum superior to it in certain spaces? These are the things which you will be able to answer only if you understand the basics. And once you understand the basics, you will be able to build upon the idea of creating crazy returns based on this understanding of the market. Also, this is not the only opportunity which is currently available in the blockchain space. The first thing is obviously, yes, as I spoke about, trading and investing to make a profit. You can either day trade, you could hold for the long term, things like that. But there is also the chance of working at a blockchain startup. You can get a job at all of these really high paying blockchain startups, or you can go your own way and create your own path by creating your own blockchain startup. So these are two major avenues of opportunities which have opened up in the recent times. One is working as a job at one of these top blockchain startups, and other is creating your own blockchain startup from scratch. So let's dive deep into each one of them. The first one is job opportunities. So this is a graph which I picked up from hired.com, which is again a very reputed source. You can see that 517% has been the growth in the demand for engineering roles as a blockchain engineer. That essentially means that if there were 10 jobs last year, now there are 50 jobs. That is an insane amount of growth which has been seen in this particular field. The second thing I want to point out here is, right now blockchain engineers are paid very highly, in the sense that I understand that these are New York salaries, but throughout the world, blockchain engineers are being paid very high because there are investors who are really backing all of these companies, and they have money to spend in order to get top talent. So for that reason, if you're top talent in this particular field, you can earn a lot of money. So blockchain developers are highly sought after because, as I said, the demand is really high. And since supply is not up to demand because there aren't enough engineers who are competent enough to develop at these top companies as much as the demand requires, there is a huge opportunity for growth. Okay. And one more thing I just want to point out here is that, yes, we can see 137,000 as these salaries and things like that. But one thing you should understand is the salaries for an average engineer in India, I'm talking about things like TCS, Wipro, Infosys, etc. That is around 6-7 lakh rupees. So that is actually 10,000 US dollars, 10K. Okay. If someone is able to gain the skill of being able to develop properly for the blockchain, then you are able to earn at least a salary of 40,000 US dollars, 40K, 30K. That itself, when converted from USD to INR, is almost 30 lakh rupees. So even at an entry level, if you're working for a US based startup, and you can do that now because like remote work and everything is taking off, people are really focusing on the ability to find talent from all across the world, then yes, definitely you'll be able to earn at least these kind of salaries because these are minimum wage in those countries. And that is a lot of money when you convert it to INR. So you might even earn more than somebody who's working for an Amazon or something like that if you are a competent developer in this particular field. But why just go for a job? Why not create jobs for others? So why not create your own startup and get to that point where you are funded? So these are all of these news articles which I found, and literally I just found these on Google News, and these are all very important ones, especially the ones which you guys would have heard about. Mark Cuban investing in Polygon, which is also called Matic. So he invested a large but undisclosed amount, I think, to Polygon, and Polygon is an Indian startup. So that is also great for the Indian vision. Apart from that, you can see that there are NFT startups raising $2.3 million in seed funding. Peter Thiel is a huge investor, and he has injected billions of dollars into these sort of exchanges. Instatap is also one more, which is an Indian startup, and it's really changing a lot of the way people can invest in blockchain and things like that. Um, these companies, Fabric Ventures is again a big company which has announced a fellowship for crypto entrepreneurs, and 100x is a VC which looks for early stage startups, and Clinify is actually one of them. So good job to Clinify guys. So one of the early stage startups, so to speak, which were selected for 100x was a blockchain company called Moving.so. So even in India, there are investors who realize the potential of blockchain technology, and that is really big to see. So people understand the value which blockchain provides, and for that reason, VCs, so venture capitals, these guys are the people who invest money into startups to see them grow, and the funding ecosystem is ready to fund these projects. They have money, and they just want to see whoever has money can be funded in order to see who basically becomes really successful, because that is the way they're also going to earn a lot of money. All of these also combine to create a huge opportunity in today's space. So all of these are things which can be done only if you understand the basics. So we spoke about these three sort of channels through which you can earn a lot, or even just create a good return on the opportunities available. So the first one is trading, the second one is a job, and the third one is creating your own startup. All three of these require you to understand the basics really well in this field, and that is the only way you'll be able to shine and differentiate yourself from all of the other people here. So you might say, okay, hey, Atharva, I'm really sold. I want to understand how blockchain technologies work. I want to do a course on it. But why not Coursera or YouTube? What is it that is preventing me from doing a course on there and just learning all of these things? Because we live in the age of information. All of these YouTube channels are available at a click of a finger. Why do I even do this? Like, why do I need Clinify? So I have a few major problems with the way YouTube and Coursera courses work, especially because the first thing, it's a massive time investment. So as I told you guys at the very start, I started this journey in 2018. So 2018 was very early in the blockchain space, because that is when there weren't even Coursera courses on blockchain technology. That is how early 2018 was to that game. So in that period, the amount of struggle or effort I had to do to find quality content was was actually a huge time investment, in the sense that I had to really search a lot to find a good source of information. But then it might happen that that source of information is obsolete. So whatever amount of effort and time I sort of invested in that was a waste. And then it was sort of a hit and trial method through which I was moving through this massive pile of information, which was YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, all of these coding forums. And that is how I was sort of able to teach myself. But in today's world, there is the availability of courses like Clinify, where I have been able to condense and distill all of the information I have learned over these past 3 years into a 4-week course. So you are able to save a lot on the time. Now, if you're a person who has a lot of time on their hands and who can invest, let's say, 2 years to understand all of this stuff, maybe you are in your 10th standard and you're just like, okay, I can learn this till 12th standard, and then in college I can, do whatever I want. Fine, by all means, more power to you. That might actually give you a better bang for your buck. But what I personally feel is, if you are on a tight schedule, and because the pace at which this industry moves very fast, you should be able to get your basics done as fast as possible. And for that reason, a 4-week course, I feel, is sufficient. The second thing is, it's a very new field. And because it's a very new field, there just isn't a large catalog of high quality courses available. Let me tell you what I mean. So web development as an industry has been around since 2005. Okay. But these top development channels and things really started to shine in 2016, 2017. So it took almost 12 years for all of these channels to create high quality content and really shine. These channels I'm talking about are things like CodeDam or Bucky Roberts and all of those channels, Free Code Camp, things like that. So this is a very new field, and the maturity in content has yet to be reached in terms of YouTube. The next thing is, it's highly fragmented. What happens in this case is, you might learn something really basic on YouTube video number one, but then you don't know where to go to from here. So you might have to jump to some other channel. So there's probably a channel number two which deals with a very specific and niche part of development in blockchain, let's say, and you might have to find that channel first and then watch the right video there to understand what you need to do next. And that highly fragmented ecosystem really prevents cohesive learning in today's day and age, and which again ties into the point of having a very high time investment. Finally, this is one topic which is very dear to my heart. So it's the illusion of understanding by watching. So how many of you here have ever had that experience where you watch a tutorial on YouTube and you feel that you've understood everything completely, but maybe 1 2 hours later you think about something in that video and you realize that you've not completely understood the concepts behind it? And then what happens? You go back to that video and this time you watch it at 2x, because I watched it at 1x the last time and I've invested a lot of time in that. So it makes sense for me to watch it at 2x just to like refresh the concept. But then what happens then is you are creating an illusion for yourself by which you feel that you have understood all of the concepts in that video while watching. But that might not be the case every time. And because of this illusion, you may have to keep referring to the material again and again, creating a massive time investment here. Heavily academic. This is also very true, especially for Coursera courses. So Coursera courses are again a fantastic way to learn if you have a lot of time. The only thing is all of these Coursera courses are created by professors in really highly reputed universities. So very well reputed universities, University of Southern California, University of Berkeley, like California, Berkeley, State University of New York. These are really good colleges which are creating fantastic Coursera courses. But the problem with that is they are heavily academic because they are created from a research standpoint. They are created by a professor who who dives deep into research every single day of their life. So the perspective with which they will teach may not be the same perspective by which you want to learn. And I want to keep this course as application oriented as possible. I don't want to get into heavy jargon. I don't want to get into researchy terms. I don't want to get into the heavy mathematics behind it. I want to keep it as application oriented as possible and touch on as many topics as I can within this 4 week period, so that by the end of it, you can see a term and you'll be able to be like, okay, I know what this term means. And this is something which sometimes Coursera courses lack. And finally, lack of mentorship. This is something which the concept of Clinify really, I feel is really important, because what happens is you have a one-on-one connect with me. So in that case, if you ever have a doubt, you can ask me. If you are at a particular position in your journey towards becoming a blockchain developer, so to speak, you can ask me because I've been there, I've done that. I know where to go. I know what obstacles might be there in your path. And for that reason, I'll be able to help you as much as possible to progress as fast as you can in this new field. So this is why not YouTube or Coursera, but why Clinify could be a very amazing option. So features of this course. So this is going to be a 5-week live interactive course. Again, live and interactive are highlighted because it's going to be live. These are no recorded lectures. I'm going to be teaching one-on-one, 1 hour every, 1 hour every day on weekends. So that's going to be Saturday, Sunday, every week. So this is going to be interactive. So doubts will be, you can ask doubts at any point in time during the lecture, and I'll be able to answer them as well as I can. The second thing is there will be quizzes to test your grasp on theory. So week 1 and week 2 will have quizzes. There'll be theoretical quizzes. There'll just be MCQs, and they'll test how well you have grasped certain concepts which will be taught in the first 2 classes. Then mini projects. This is where the rubber will meet the road, so to speak. So you're going to apply whatever you have learned till now, and it's really going to change the way you look at the development aspect of blockchain and just the in general application aspect. So you're going to create 2 things. The first mini project is going to be about creating a smart contract, and the other one is going to be around NFTs, which is something I'll be covering in a few slides down the line. Again, community-based learning. This is very important because it might so happen that you might have a doubt which other people may also have. So if somebody else ends up asking the same doubt on, let's say, the WhatsApp group or the Google Classroom group, then your doubt also gets covered. And sometimes it also happens that somebody asks a doubt which you would not have thought of. There is probably some obscure concept which that person will have caught on, and he'll be able to ask the right question to which I'll be able to answer it. And that will also clear your concept when you read the way the doubt has been solved. So community-based learning really creates a holistic environment to learn all of these things. Finally, doubt solving sessions after every class. So after every single class, we'll wait for some 15-30 minutes and ensure that every single doubt which you have had throughout this class is properly solved before you move on to the next class. This is again very important because in all of these YouTube channels, there is no way to contact the person who's created the video directly. So if you hear something that he or she has said, and you haven't understood what exactly that is, then it might happen that your concept is not clear. And later on down the line, it might happen that this concept is used somewhere. So to prevent these issues, there will be doubt solving sessions after every class. Finally, yes, one-on-one mentorship. This is going to be a plan where there are two kinds of plans. One is going to be one where there is one-on-one mentorship and one where there isn't. I think Shreyansh or Harish will be able to explain that much better than I do. And finally, yes, you will get a certificate of completion and achievement at the end of this course, provided that you're able to complete all of the quizzes and mini projects. So I'll quickly go through the week structure. So there are 4 weeks, and let's go quickly through one after the other. That way we can leave as much time for doubts as we can. Week 1 is going to be an introduction. Why should we learn this new technology in the first place? Concepts behind it. Again, I'm stressing a lot on that concepts part of it, because that is the thing which is the hardest to drill down in a new course, or sorry, a new technology like this. So getting the concepts right is very important. Then we'll talk about different types of blockchains, different ways in which blockchains are represented, things like that. This is again going to be important if you want to differentiate between the different kinds of coins. Um, what differentiates all of these blockchains? Why does Bitcoin exist? Why does Ethereum exist? Why do all of these other coins exist, which are sort of competitors to Ethereum, so to speak? Then there's going to be a quiz to see your concepts and how they've been built over the first week. The second week is completely going to be about cryptocurrencies. What are they? How do they work? How do they work under the hood? Why do they even exist in the first place? What sets apart the popular ones? The economics behind buying cryptocurrencies. This is also really important to understand. Why would someone even buy a cryptocurrency in the first place? Should you buy one to day trade it, or should you buy one to hold it for long periods of time? Because sometimes people say that this is something like digital gold. So should you buy it? Should you not? Things like that. These are some nuanced topics which I will talk about. Why the crypto bull run happened and why the bear runs happened. So bull and bear runs happened. Essentially, a bull run is when the market is rising. So you saw how in the first chart, it went from like 15,000 to 60,000 US dollars in a span of 8 months. And then it crashed again to half its price. So 60,000 to 30,000 in a span of, I would say, 2 weeks, perhaps. So understanding why things like this happen, understanding what they mean when they say, oh, people's futures positions were liquidated and that's why the bear runs happened. These technical terms are something which I will dive deep into, look at it from the simplest perspective and see why these things happen, so that you will be able to look at these charts in the future and understand ki, acha, theek hai, this event happened because this thing happened in the market. So that's also a very important skill to have. The thing is then the next thing will be how to buy cryptocurrencies in India. Again, this is not a course about how to trade cryptocurrencies. I am not going to tell you which to buy and which to sell. I can tell you how you can buy it. For example, I can tell you how you can like load money into WazirX or Binance. I can tell you how I trade personally, but I will not be telling you which one to buy and which one to sell. That is like a stock market analysis kind of course, but for cryptocurrencies. And I think Linify, Shreyansh does a very fantastic course about that. So you can check out that one. We'll have a second quiz in this section. This is going to be completely theoretical. The third one is real world use cases. And this is where the mini projects will start. So the first one will be about looking at the real world use cases in its current state. Current state is really important because what people talk about nowadays is, oh, 10 years down the line, blockchain will do this. 5 years down the line, blockchain will do that. But I want to talk about the current state. What things are happening right now in today's day and age, and how are they going to affect you? So that is one thing I really want to talk about. The second thing is smart contracts. You might have heard about all of these smart contracts, all of these buzzwords, what they are, how they work, why they even exist in the first place. That is something we'll be covering. Then how do you identify an industry ripe for disruption? What happens a lot of times is people look at blockchain as a cure to cancer. They look at it as, acha, theek hai, there is a system, you add a blockchain to it, it will start working better. But that's not the case. There are certain industries where blockchain will really shine, and there are certain cases where blockchain is not needed at all. So being able to differentiate based on that is very important. Finally, our first mini project will be to create your own smart contract. and there will be no coding knowledge required for this. You don't need to know any language. It's going to be a graphical user interface. You just have to drag and drop things to create your own smart contract, and this smart contract will be deployed onto the main test network. So that is something I'll walk you through from the start to end, and this is going to be a very fun project. Like last time when I took the course, everybody loved taking this project. So you guys will also have a great time doing this one. The last week is going to be about NFTs and career opportunities. So we're going to be talking about new innovations within the blockchain space, NFTs, how they work, why they even work in the first place. Like why was there such a huge hype behind NFTs, let's say 3-4 months ago, and what is happening now? Where is the NFT market moving now? These are some things we'll be talking about. Then economics of NFTs. You guys must have seen recently there was a NFT which was sold for $69 million. It was created by Beeple, and it was sold for $69 million, which is an insane amount of money. So why are people even buying these NFTs? Is there any inherent value to it? Things like that. This is something we'll be talking about. Then career opportunities in blockchain technology. You know how I outlined that there are two major ways to make a career here? Well, three major ways. One is trading, the other one is a job, and the third one is creating your own startup. So I'll give you my insights on each one of them about how things have progressed since 2018, basically. And I'll also be able to give you advice if you are really into it about how you can sort of model your resume to apply to all of these blockchain places and things like that. And the last mini project which we'll be having is about creating your own NFT. So this is going to be a test network where you create your own NFT, and you'll be able to see how NFT trading and everything actually happens under the hood. So that is also something that will teach you a lot about all of these high fees which we say in NFT trading. Like you must have seen things like the NFTs cost so much, but then the profit which the person who created it doesn't get much because the fees are very high or something like that. You might have heard these things. So we'll be able to dive into these little things through this. Um, Again, what will you gain from this course? A firm grasp on the fundamentals of blockchain. This is very important. Fundamentals is something I'm going to be strictly trying to work on, because that is what is going to build all of your knowledge base moving forward. You're going to understand the events which are happening in the blockchain space. You know how Coinbase got $100 billion valuation. This NFT sold for 69 million. Polygon, which is now Matic, so that also got a huge valuation from Mark Cuban and all of those things. So understanding these events, why these happen, what exactly is Matic, what are they doing, things like that. Solid understanding of cryptocurrencies and NFTs, ability to self-evaluate. This is very important because after a point, after this course is over, you're going to have to self-evaluate all of these opportunities which come your way. So being able to self-evaluate is a skill which I want to be able to instill in all of the people who take this course. And mentorship on your first baby steps, I would say, into this new career. So in this new field where it's a completely new horizon, so to speak. There are so many different opportunities, and being able to mentor you guys in that is something which I will personally really enjoy. So if you guys want to be a part of that, do join the course. So I'll end with this slide. Um, Blockchain is as significant now as the internet was 25 years ago. And I completely believe in this statement because 25 years ago, the internet revolution completely changed the world. People were made billionaires. They were able to make companies like Microsoft, Google, Yahoo, Facebook, etc. And that changed the landscape of humanity, so to speak. It changed the fabric of human society. I personally believe that blockchain is as significant now as the internet was 25 years ago, and that it is also going to have a very significant change in the way we operate. It's just a matter of time. And if you are there at the right place at the right time, you are going to be a part of that change while also making a lot of money in the process. So I am really looking forward to seeing you guys in the class, and I think we can now move on to questions.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Athar, for the wonderful demo. A lot of people are asking what's the difference between the advanced and the basic plan. So on the basic plan, on weekends, Athar will be deciding a time, and you guys would be meeting, and that's where the live classes would be happening. And as Athar said, this is not some boring Udemy Coursera lecture where you'll just be watching recorded lectures. This is a place where you'll be interacting with Athar and learning live. And on the advanced plan, in addition to the classes that you'll be getting on weekends, you can also schedule private one-on-one calls with them. So if discuss something that's out of syllabus, that's something very new or something, or if you just want to get like one-on-one mentorship from Atharv, then you can opt for the advanced plan. The pricing for the same, the basic plan is just 999. that's 1,000 rupees. That's how much you spent on pizza. And the advanced plan is twice of that. That's 2,000 rupees because Atharva is spending time, out of his busy schedule. So to respect that, it's 2K.
Guys, I just want
Um,
to point out,
sure.
don't like when you guys are putting messages in the chat, don't send a direct message, because many people might have the same question. So that will actually solve a lot of people's question.
Yeah, Atharv, I've set the, they're sending messages to me, so I'll just read it out.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
okay, a lot of people are asking, is there any prerequisite? Because some of them are in commerce. Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, there are no prerequisites whatsoever. This is going to be a course which literally starts from the building blocks all the way up to a level where you can understand blockchain significantly well. um, there will be no coding requirements. There will be no understanding of any data structure or anything involved. It's going to be very basic, don't worry. And in fact, if you guys are in commerce, this is going to be a really good course for you guys, because in the last batch I had a lot of people who were from commerce backgrounds, and they really enjoyed it, because I was able to give them a perspective from a commerce student's viewpoint. Because even though I'm an engineering student, I really like to dabble in economics a lot. So being able to look at it from both these perspectives is really important. And as a commerce student, you'll really enjoy these perspectives.
Awesome. So a lot of these questions are something similar, which is there any age criteria? Does that matter?
Harish, maybe do you want to open up chat for everyone else to
It
see?
is open for everyone. Okay, hang on. The thing is, else they'll lose the link to the WhatsApp group and the course group.
Okay, got it.
I'll get
Okay,
lost.
so someone else is asking a question. Someone wanted to learn about the technical and blockchain technology. He already knows about the basics of cryptocurrency and NFT. So I think this would be one of the best courses that you could get, because Atharv won't just talk about cryptocurrencies and how to trade them or anything. He will also talk about what goes on behind each cryptocurrency, the blockchain, how it works, how it functions, and how it helps us, right,
That's
Atar?
true. That's true.
Yeah, so
Definitely, that is something which you guys will really enjoy learning about. And
definitely.
the person who asked about age limit, there's no age limit to learn, so to speak, and there's definitely no age limit to be here. Uh, I would say if you're under 10th standard, I would rather you not, because there is a chance there might be some things which might be a bit hard to grasp. But that still being the case, there were some people in the last batch who were from 10th standard, and they were able to still understand everything perfectly. So that is also not an issue. So there is no age limit at all.
Yeah.
And someone's asking, after this course, can I consider myself to be above average in blockchain?
I mean, definitely. In fact, after this course, I'd rather say you'd be in the top 10 percentile in India. Easy. Because a lot of these things are not even considered when we learn about blockchain technology. So I'll be taking you guys right from the basics, from hashing all the way up to like how NFTs work under the hood, things like that. So top 10 percentile, probably even top 5 percentile.
Also, a lot of people are asking about the timings. So don't worry about the timings, guys. Right before the course starts, we'll be asking you when you're free. So, it won't interfere with your college or things like that. It'll happen when all of you guys are free, whoever enrolls onto the batch.
And the timings will be mostly on the weekends. This course will be on the weekends, usually around the evenings, right? So no need to worry about school or college or anything like that. And on top of that, each of the class will be recorded. So the live session will happen, but in case you have an emergency or something happens and you're not able to attend that live lecture, do not worry at all, because you will get the recordings of the lectures to keep forever and to refer to later on and to understand.
Yeah.
I think some people are raising their hands.
Someone also asked me the duration of the course. So it's 4 weeks and classes will be on weekends. So Saturday, Sunday, 4 weeks. So only on weekends, 8 classes in total.
And those who are raising their hands, use the chat to just send in your message, or you can privately DM Harish or me or something like that.
You'll get the recorded lectures as well. Someone's asking that. It'll be shared on the group.
Definitely.
So
Along with all the material.
live lecture, you'll be able to see the recorded parts. Athar, someone's asking about the job opportunities thing.
Uh,
You already
okay.
covered it, but maybe a quick glimpse.
Yeah, so in terms of job opportunities, the major way going forward right now is becoming a developer in this space. So you can work for all of these blockchain startups. They don't have to be Indian blockchain startups. They can be blockchain startups from any part of the world. I know a friend of mine, he got an offer from a company which is based in Romania. So they're paying him in euros. So what I'm saying is these opportunities are available. They are endless. Uh, Again, this is not a place where I am going to be able to refer you to something or something like that. Like, this is not a place where I'll be able to sort of guarantee a job or something like that. But definitely I can guide you in the process towards applying for these places. Like, I can definitely help you when you are, let's say, applying to a place and you just want me to like glance over your resume once or something like that. That is something I can definitely help you with. And in general, profile building is something which I'll be covering in one part of the course.
Someone's saying they've already enrolled, but it's showing enroll now. So what you'll have to do is at the top, you'll see a button where your profile picture will be shown. Click on it and then go to dashboard. So once that's done, you'll be onto the dashboard. And plus, we'll be adding you to a private WhatsApp group once you've enrolled. So don't worry about it.
Guys, don't worry about any enrollments. I'm looking at your payments and I see that already 4 people have already paid and bought the course. There are limited seats. So be careful. If we run out of seats, then we will simply close this batch and put sold out. And we will be telling you guys how
Also,
close we are to filling
people are
out.
asking when is it starting? It's starting next week. So next Saturday it'll start. Registration start from today. So it has already started. You can go to the website and register. It'll start from next Saturday.
And last date to register is Friday. But of course, if the seats run out before that, then we will be closing the registrations. Any more questions that you're getting, Harish?
Okay, a lot of people are just saying excited. Got it. Yeah, I guess that's it, dude. Most of these are repeated questions. Someone's asking about the WhatsApp group. Yes, after you're enrolled in the course, we'll be adding you to a private WhatsApp group. Even Atharva will be there, so you can ask questions, like even outside of class hours, right? So even after the live classes, you can ask Atharva questions. You can discuss about projects that you guys are going to work on, and you'll also get access to a peer network. Other students who are interested in blockchain, because studying alone is never fun. You'll also have a bunch of other people with whom you can interact and talk to in terms of blockchain and make friends.
For sure. I mean, just to add on to that point, the last course which I took ended in, I think, the start of May. So the first or second week of May. The people on that course still are always like putting out all of these new technologies or something which they've heard about, or if they came across a really interesting video, then they put that link on the group, and that really keeps that community feeling going. And that in general is going to help you later on in the future, because it might just happen that somebody finds a really interesting video and they put it on that group. You watch it and that gives you a different perspective on something that will completely change everything. And that is exactly why Clinify in general as an idea is something which I'm really interested about, because this kind of cohort based learning is very interesting. The problem with the cohort based learning is again these limited seats, because we can't have a 60-person course, we can't have a 50-person course. We have to keep it small so that I can attend to every single person's doubt well. For that reason, once the seats run out, and they might just run out really fast, so you guys may have to move fast in order to take a decision.
And every time I'm refreshing the payments portal, I see another person just register. So guys, I this is usually we don't have such fast filling courses, but Atharv is someone who is one of our best instructors. So definitely, book your seats fast. And I'm getting a couple of questions about the timings. So I'll just repeat the timings again. People asked how many hours per day is the course. It will be 1 hour per class, and the classes will be every Saturday and Sunday for 4 weeks. And Atharv will be coming live and giving you the class. So if you have doubts, you can always unmute yourself and talk, and it will be a great environment. And
We'll take one more question and then maybe wrap it up.
So actually 2 more questions. I'm getting some important questions. Good. Someone asked, can we become a direct blockchain developer after this course, or will this kickstart my journey into a blockchain developer? Atharv, maybe you want to answer this?
So that's a good question. The thing is, this is a course which is geared more towards creating your fundamentals and getting your fundamentals and building blocks right, upon which you can start becoming a developer. So there is definitely a blockchain developer or an advanced blockchain course which is in the works. I am in the process of creating it. So that is going to be geared more towards developers. So if you feel that you have a really good understanding of blockchain already, to the point where you have already started coding on the blockchain, then I would suggest that you could wait until that course comes out. But if you feel, but I still feel that you will gain a lot of value from this one, because the two mini projects which are going to be done are also going to teach you a lot. Like, unless you've created an NFT in the past and created a smart contract in the past, which I feel is a very small subset of people, then you will get value from this course.
Yep, and someone also mentioned that they prefer watching recorded lectures. So that's no issue. You will get all of the recordings for each class given to you, and you can watch them whenever you want, however you want. So in case you do miss a live lecture, don't need to worry about it at all. And last day to register is Friday. But if we run out of seats before Friday, then we will close the registrations. So do be careful. But for those who are asking, Friday is the last date. So I think that's it. I'm not getting any more questions from my side. Harish or Atharv, if you guys are getting questions, then maybe you can take one or two more important ones, or we can just close this session now.
How to register, guys? I've shared the link on the chat section itself, so just click on the link and then you can register. You can also go to Google and type in clinify.in, you'll find the link. And also there's a WhatsApp group, so in case you have any further questions, you can join the group and text the admins. We'll be happy to resolve any questions that you have.
Oh, there is a person who said that I have my exams. So can we have sessions in the evening? The sessions are going to be in the evenings. So they will mostly be after 5 p.m. only, 5 p.m. to like whatever 10, 11 p.m. I'll tell you what happened last time. So last time, everybody said that they had something or the other throughout the day on Saturday or Sunday. So what we did is we had classes from 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. and everybody was able to attend those classes as well. So from my particular viewpoint, the class timings are very flexible based on whatever needs the students who are enrolled have. So if you guys are not able to have a class, let's say till 7 p.m., then I'm totally fine with having it from 7 to 8 p.m. If you guys say that, okay, let's have it from 9:30 to 10:30 p.m., I'm totally fine with that also. So don't worry about the timings. Timings can be accommodated very easily.
Okay, I think we can probably close this session. Like Harish said, we have the WhatsApp groups as well as the course link on the chat. Do check it out. If you have any questions, you can always DM me on WhatsApp, or Harish or Atharv, and ask your doubts to us. So I just want to say thank you so much to Atharv for taking this demo class. As usual, it was a really great session. I am excited myself in blockchain now, and I'd love to learn more about this. So you guys do take advantage of this opportunity to learn from one of the best minds when it comes to blockchain. So that's all. I'll be heading out. See you guys.
Thanks, Atharv, and thanks, guys for joining in. Really looking forward to seeing you in the class.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me, and I'm really looking forward to this session of the Clinify cohort. It'll be a great experience.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great evening. Also, those who haven't joined the group yet, it's there in the chat section. You can just click on it and join it. I'll just wait for a minute and then I'll close the meeting.